private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Push the button again. I always do that. Good morning. It's your KCHW morning show. It is Friday, December 13th. We are here with myself, Paula Randall, Craig McQuain, and later on we will be joined with our very special guest, Justyn Priest. Looking forward to that one. He is a musician from Spokane. He's got some fun stuff to talk about. Looking forward to having him on. Thank you, Craig, for setting that up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate it. Yeah, part of our Friday Northern Light Spotlight. Before we get started here, let's take a look at our 49 degrees north mountain resort weather and mountain condition report. Looks like today, if you haven't noticed, if you're up and about, there's a little dusting of white stuff on the ground. High today of 35 degrees with some intermittent snow showers throughout the day, especially earlier in the day. Later this evening, we're going to get a low of 34 degrees, cloudy with a mix of rain and snow. That'll be fun. I got to drive back from Spokane tonight. Hopefully it won't be.
Hopefully it won't be really.
Slick. Yeah. I hope not. All right, then tonight, 40 or tomorrow rather, 42 degrees for the high, 31 for the overnight low with some showers in the morning, rain showers that is, 36 and 30 with partly cloudy skies on Sunday.
Wait, are we doing the 49-degree report or are we doing the weather?
I'm doing the weather first. It's the 49 degrees north weather and mountain condition report.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We catch up. Okay.
And then Monday, it's we got some more snow.
Yes.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah, 76% chance of that with a high of 35, a low of 31, 37 for the high, 35 degrees for that low on Tuesday, again with a mix of rain and snow. Next Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies, might have a bit of sun peeking out here and there. High of 42 degrees, 33 overnight. Then Thursday of next week, mostly cloudy skies with 38 for the high and 32 degrees overnight. And as we move uphill, up on the mountain, let's see where we... Oh, you know what? I have it in an email, and I forgot to open it. But we do have our 49 degrees north mountain condition report, rather. Let's see what we have here. It looks like at the base, we have a snow depth of 17 inches. I haven't had any reportable depths of snow in the last 72 hours. Hopefully they'll be getting some more this evening. Mm-hmm. Current conditions at the base, 27 degrees with light wind, good visibility, light snow. Then at the summit, we have a temperature of 22 degrees, 22 with 44 inches of snow. I was getting them mixed up. And we have 89 of those 90 trails are open. 32 of them have been groomed. Yeah, and then they are open Friday through Tuesday. And want you to know that there is a good chance of snow with a few of those flakes already fallen. I do believe it's probably snowing up there, maybe even right now.
I think right now it's probably gorgeous.
And the 49 Degrees North opens at 9 a.m. So there you go. That is your 49 Degrees North Mountain Resort. If you hadn't heard it before, weather and ski condition report, or mountain condition report, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for supporting us. We appreciate that. And we have some birthdays on our Chewila Valley Lions Club calendar. Actually, we have a birthday, Patty Hernandez.
Oh,
So
happy birthday, Patty. Ready?
Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. Happy birthday. Happy day. Happy birthday. Yay.
Yay! There you go.
I've officially gotten you guys.
There you go.
Awesome.
All right, go ahead.
I made it to rehearsal.
I know,
Yeah.
right? There you go.
I mean, you were 5 minutes late, though. We do have to dock your pay.
Wait, pay? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just got
We
to
take
sing the
half.
bass part this time in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go.
perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Paula, tell us what the kids are eating today.
Oh my gosh, we're so efficient this morning. Okay, Friday morning we have our omelets and hash browns. We keep meaning to go over there and check those out. We also have the variety cereal with cheese stick or yogurt with fruit or juice. You could have right? Another language.
I love that. That's my favorite, especially with a cheese stick.
Right,
Himina, himina,
exactly.
himina.
You can have bread or muffin with a cheese stick or yogurt, or of course, Fridays are chef's choice with fruit or juice for the morning. And then for the lunch today, we have, today's the 13th, we have scratch pizza, salad, and fruit and veggie for lunch. I wonder what scratch pizza is. Maybe pizza from scratch, or like whatever they have left over in the kitchen is on the pizza scratch.
Maybe did some insulation fall in it? No, that didn't happen.
They would not do that. They have a great new cook up there.
They really do. They really do. I've heard great things about stuff happening up there, so I'm excited
Right?
about that.
Well, if you're itching for some pizza,
Right? Go up and get some scratch pizza. Ooh, see, they have different types of pizza. They have pizza rippers next week. Before they have had... I want to find out what that walking taco is. I think that's hysterical. Like, if somebody dress up like a taco, like walk across.
you got to do the
know,
walking
I've-
and talking. I mean, tacoing.
In the South, those are referred to as Frito pie. So it's basically you take a bag of Fritos or corn chips.
Uh-huh.
You cover it with chili and cheese, and any whatever other toppings you want. A little bit of sour cream,
Oh, my goodness. Uh-huh.
and it's good. And you call it the walking taco.
Yeah, I was going to say why it's not... Yeah.
Because traditionally, like if you get a again, I'm gonna call them Frito pies because I think walking taco sounds dumb.
Okay.
But
Okay.
well, not the Frito pie doesn't.
You're saying this is somebody who's, like, wearing reindeer antlers, so...
True.
Yeah.
True. But yeah, so and we used to serve these. We had a food booth that we would serve them at. Basically, you turn the individual bag of Fritos on its side, you rip the top open, and you pour the chili and everything right inside
You
the bag.
talked about these.
Stick a fork in it and hand it to your customer.
It's done, Jim. Yeah.
Yeah, and you walk around with it, and
There is no way they did that at the school.
they are
So unhealthy.
They're unjustifiably delicious.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder what the school's version of walking tacos were. Now we
wonder-
have to call and find
I
out.
wonder if it's the same thing, and they're just giving kids the bags of chips full of chili.
That would be so bizarre.
Well, you know, and they're
That
actually
would be.
they're actually
mean-
the bag keeps them quite nice and tidy. They're not as messy as you would think.
Oh my gosh. I could just hear that when my kid went to school. Hey, Mom, guess what I had today? I'd be like, what?
Well, basically, it's Frito nachos
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, with chili instead of
that you can
just-
eat in space.
Right?
Right? Can you eat them in space?
I would think so.
You could just
Because
I
you
don't
have
think so.
containment.
But it has
Yeah.
to be closed. Like everything in space, like
it would just fly out of the bag. Would
Yeah.
it stay in the bag in space because it is
I think until some motion, right? I mean, because
like
I
a
think it
fork,
would
well,
come
then you
out.
could just
Yeah.
flick them up and then
Then
eat
there
it.
would be like pieces of. That is a question. We need an
Walking
astronaut.
tacos in space.
Ooh.
Yeah, that pegs a
I
question.
think I saw that movie in the 90s. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Oh my! Well, on that note, good morning, David.
Good morning. I've always thought one of the main reasons I'd want to go to space was to try eating
Right?
in space. Yeah, yeah, like be able to, or like take a juice box and squeeze some out, and then yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Who was that guy that was up there for over like a year? Astronaut.
Was it on accident that he was there for over a year?
No,
Or
he
it
was.
on-
They were doing tests because he was a twin, and so they wanted to see the
Oh.
difference between how his body adjusted to space and something about the muscle density and bone density and all this other stuff.
human experimentation.
Yes. Well,
My-
but he
my
knew. I
favorite.
mean, they knew.
Yeah, I
It was
know.
like a thing, and they were monitoring closely. But he was great because he did all kinds of crazy stuff in space. I
Mhm.
think they all try to do something really fun. Did you know that we actually have, I think 2 or 3 astronauts from the Spokane region?
I've heard that. I
Yes.
don't know. I don't remember who they are, but I know that wasn't the guy that was involved in that across country love affair thing. Was he from Spokane, or was I living somewhere else that he was from at that point?
I have no idea who
I don't
that
remember.
is. But Michael P. Anderson was an astronaut for the United States Air Force, a NASA astronaut. And then we have Annie McLean from Spokane.
Very cool.
Hmm.
Very
And she
cool.
was actually up in space. Xander and I got to go and see her live from space at Gonzaga because she's a Gonzaga person, graduate. And
Wait.
so she was live streaming.
Nice.
Yeah, that was like a couple years ago, but that was so cool because she was like in space. In space. Yeah, it was
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
But most of the people that know me say I'm in space. half the
Bulldogs
time.
in space.
In space.
Now we got to watch some Muppets Tonight.
Yes.
Was it the Muppet Show or was that Muppets Tonight? They did-
Muppets in space. That was on the Muppet Show, but
Yeah.
they do have, yes, Muppets always. I'm just going to say yes to Muppets.
Yeah.
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 We have our very own in-house Muppet. Right?
Yes. I take that. I will accept that gladly. Mwah.
We have a dog, Bo. He's a golden doodle. Every time he's very. I'm not comparing you to him at all. I'm just saying that he's very derpy.
Uh-huh.
He's a goofball.
Where are we going with this, Chuck?
That every time
Walk carefully.
every time we take him out for a walk, he's so adorable
Yeah.
and cute that people every time somebody makes a comment, they're like, "Is that a dog or a Muppet?" Especially when he's shaggy. He's very Muppet-like, and
Oh, how funny.
he doesn't move like a normal dog. He's very like he's
Muppet.
Muppet-like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a Muppet.
No,
Yeah.
I think I'm a reincarnated Muppet. I know that they were created like I think the year I was born, but I don't care.
Well, maybe
Wait a
they were.
minute.
Maybe it was a prototype. You're the original.
See?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So heading along here, let's go ahead and get into some local events here. Oh,
I'm ready.
you are just chomping at the bit. All right. Why don't you go ahead and kick us off? Let's get it started here.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. You ready?
Are you
I'm
just
ready.
saying you're ready
Okay.
over and over again so you can get the calendar up?
I have it. All right. So, of course, this morning we have the Chamber of Commerce meeting going on from 7 to 8 a.m. You can still make it out there for at least half of the meeting, kind of, maybe a quarter of the meeting.
About 20 minutes.
Right, 20 minutes over at the Mistaqua Casino. I hear they have good snacks out there, and it's always good to check in to see what the Chamber is doing.
Mm-hmm.
We have adult pickleball, and I met pickleball people.
You told me
I
that.
was so excited.
We were going to have someone here on Wednesday morning,
Yes.
but we had some issues at the tower and had to go
Yeah.
get that taken care of. Which, by the way, I want to give a huge thank you to Day Wireless
Yeah.
for coming out there really quick. They came out, they found our problem. It turns out it wasn't a huge problem. It was just our antennas were iced over. There was a bunch of fog up there.
Wow, it must have been so cool looking.
So they went out. They didn't overcharge us. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but they for considering the danger of what they do, and they were 100 feet up on that tower,
Right.
knocking ice off.
Wow.
At 8 o'clock in the morning. So really, really appreciate you guys. That was awesome stuff you guys did. Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Thank you, everybody. Okay, so pickleball, maybe they can
Okay.
come this next Wednesday.
Yeah.
9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. over at the middle school at the Chewelah Court Center. And then we have today nighttime karaoke that Craig is going to talk about. And today is the first show of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is why I have my reindeer antlers on.
Yes. Yes.
There's a purpose. Because-
There's always a purpose. There's always a reason.
Right? So that there's a show today at 11, and then there's another show at 7. And so I think there's a third show. I'm going to go to the poster and double check to make sure that we have all of the performances today.
Well,
Chewelah
According to
Center.
Jay over there, they're doing 4 performances today alone. Wow. Because I do believe they're doing them throughout the day for other schools that are coming to watch it.
Right? Okay, hold on. No, that was yesterday.
I thought they were doing it both days.
Oh,
Maybe
man.
not. Maybe not. Maybe
That
not.
well, that could be the 10 o'clock because I'm volunteering. That's why I'm wearing my hat.
Okay.
Okay, so the actual show that the public can go to is this evening at 7 p.m. Okay, and then they are showing tomorrow, December 14th, from 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m., and those are for the public. And then on Sunday, they're doing 2 shows, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. And again, that's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer Jr. And I hear it's just a great show. I've been watching the sets go up, and that is just going to be amazing.
Nice poster, Jay.
Yeah, right?
All those performances that Stage Time does are they're just amazing. Like, holy cow, how do they get all these, how do they wrangle all these kids?
She's amazing.
Up to 60 kids at a time in a room and manage to get them to behave. And then she comes back and wants to do it again.
No, she's amazing, and the kids are fabulous. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, we know how wonderful they are for stage time, but when I was doing Midsummer Night's Dream this past summer, I mean, I had kids in my show, and boy, they were better than a lot of my adults. I mean, they knew
You had
their
kids with
lines.
kids.
Yes, yes, and they were fabulous. They
Yeah.
they were so good.
So tell us, how do people get tickets for that show?
So you can get tickets for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You can go to Acres, you can go to Valley Drugstore, or you can get them online. You can also go to the door and purchase some tickets at the door.
Very good.
So various different ways. Tickets are $10. So affordable for the whole family to go and check out Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Mhm.
So go see them tonight at 7. And then tomorrow you can see them at 10, 2, or 7. And then Sunday you can see it at 2 or 7. And
Very
they
cool.
are, let's see, then on Monday we have adult pickleball going on from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. over at the middle school. And they say all are welcome. And
Yeah,
then
they're actually actively trying to get some more players involved in that,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah.
They got I saw a poster the other day.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so
Well, they are fabulous. I met the treasurer, Mohan, and I have chatted with the president of the pickleball group, Will, who is going to be here online with us. So they did not know about us here at KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Radio, but now they do.
We talk about them all the time.
And I told them that. I'm like, oh my
Wow.
gosh.
I mean, we're like fans.
Right?
Yeah, right? We're gonna start a cheering section. We're gonna do the wave.
Right?
Everything.
Yeah, I think we could do that. We'll have to
I-
practice.
I think
Yeah.
we could also probably start like I don't know, maybe not the right community for that, like an indoor dodgeball league.
That would be fun.
Dodgeball gets a little rough though.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're serious about pickleball, so I could be kind of rough over there too.
I don't mean to brag, but I do have some experience
experience?
as a professional dodgeball referee. I'm just saying,
Oh,
I
okay.
do.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
actually not a
We-
joke.
We got somebody in the know.
Right? We've got a pro here.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. And then on Tuesday, we have a coffee social from the senior center. It's going on from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Then we have, let's see, going on through the calendar, we have pickleball on Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 11:30 over at the middle school.
Mm-hmm.
The library is still not open, so I'm going to skip over that.
Wait. I have a very special announcement here.
Ooh.
This is an invite from the libraries of Stevens County. They're inviting people to join them for the soft opening of the Chihuahua Library on Monday, December 16th
That is
at
awesome.
10 a.m. And they say, stay tuned for a grand opening announcement, which I then have. I know we talked about doing this in chronological order, but this soft opening and a tour of the new facilities is open Monday at 10 a.m.
That is awesome.
And then I have here as a public service announcement on the, let's see, okay. This comes from Linda Shaw, who's a committee member for the Libraries of Stevens County. The Chihuahua Library branch of the LOSC, that's Libraries of Stevens County, has made some very significant improvements recently. And on February 8th, 2025, that's going to be during Winterfest, there'll be a grand opening showcase on these improvements. They want to spread the word to everybody. And, yeah. Oh, you know what? That
What?
was an announcement.
And that was not in chronological order.
It was not in chronological order, but it came from them. I thought that was a public service announcement, but as I read on again, I realized she was asking us for some advice on how to handle that announcement. So sorry, everybody.
Meet. Well, now you know the inside scoop here. You can hear it now.
I just blew the whistle. Oops. Whoops. Live radio, everybody.
Moving on.
Yep.
So disregard that last
right?
Yeah.
comment there.
We have bingo going on the 18th, and that is at Fired Up Pizza from 6 to 8 p.m. And actually, my husband and son went to go see that, and they had a lot of fun. So definitely check out the bingo. The Community Food Bank is open again on Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. over at the Senior Center. And if you're at all hungry at this time of year, there's no reason to be. The food bank has amazing, amazing services. Go check them out and get some food. Don't be shy. There's a senior citizens potluck and games going on also on the 19th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that is for senior citizens from Chewelah Valley and Springdale. They're invited to join the Senior Center on the first and third Thursday of each month for games and potluck.
Yeah.
That
And that's
sounds
one
like
in
fun.
Valley at the Valley Fire Department building.
What?
That's the one. That's in Valley. That's
Yes.
yeah. That's one at the Valley Fire Department
Yes.
building. Yeah.
3063rd Avenue Valley.
There you
Yeah,
go.
so thank you for that, for clarifying. And we have music that Craig is going to talk about, and then that is, the week. The next week is the 20th, right before the solstice. There's a meeting in the morning on Friday, more pickleball on Friday, and then the most important is It's a Wonderful Life here at the
Yes.
radio station, live. You can watch live. You can come to the radio station and get one of the seats so you can watch the show being broadcast live. And
Yep.
thanks to our wonderful sponsors, we have 3 sponsors, don't we? Have the Colville Toyota. We have the wonderful family who donated the funds.
Warners,
The Warners. And then we have...
who I forgot their last name live on the air yesterday. We did a little sneak peek. Yeah,
Right, and then our third sponsor
it's
is
Valley Drug Company.
Valley Drug.
There you
so
go.
thank you to our sponsors for helping us with the It's a Wonderful Life. And that show is going to be airing here at KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Radio at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
And then on Saturday, the 21st, It's a Wonderful Life will be performed as a radio show over at the Center for the Arts. And that goes on from 7 to 9. And if you miss that show, we're doing it on Sunday too.
Yep.
The 22nd from 2 to 4 p.m. over at the Chewelah Center for the Arts.
There you go.
So super fun stuff. And then after that, we have music stuff that Craig... Oh, that evening on the 22nd, we of course have the 3rd annual A Very Merry Christmas Chewelah Sing-Along. And that is going on at the Chewelah Center for the Arts at 6 to 7. And we have little booklets, so you can go and find out what the songs are and sing with us. And it's nothing formal. It's for everybody to get around. There'll be light beverages, and I think last year they had popcorn or something.
Okay.
They had something. I'm trying to remember what they were handing out. And then, of course, Monday we have pickleball. That's the 23rd. And then we have, moving on through the week as we continue this chronologically, bingo, of course, on the 25th, which I don't think they're having bingo on the 25th of December.
No, probably not.
I'm just thinking they'll probably be closed.
I'm guessing that was auto.
There's definitely going to be pickleball, but I don't know about bingo.
Yeah, those pickleball people, they are committed, man. But
Are they really having? Craig's messing with me. Wow, they're dedicated.
right? Oh my goodness.
They're going to have paddles in their stockings. And
So I can't
can
believe
imagine.
we're talking about the show It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
Already time to start talking about it in our current calendar. That's crazy. I can't
Yeah.
believe it's already.
December is flying by.
It really is.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And I do want to say a couple things quick about It's a Wonderful Life. We're very excited. Thank you, Catherine Patton, our director.
Yes, thank you, Catherine. She's amazing.
We've got sponsors. That show on the 20th will be live in our audience. It'll be live over the air. We'll be live streaming on 3 different social media platforms, video,
Yay.
audio. I'd just like to thank everybody involved for that. And I know last year we didn't have a whole lot of people in the audience. We really need to get those tickets sold because this is a fundraiser for the station. But I do understand that there are people out there that, because it is a radio play, want that radio play experience. So tonight I'm going to be getting up I'm going to call it an on-air ticket.
Oh, fun.
Where it'll be, if you want to help support KCHW and what we're doing, those tickets, tickets in air quotes.
Yeah.
I'm going to do those for $5 a piece, and you are welcome to click that button as many times as you would like. It's really not a ticket; it's a donation to KCHW
Right.
for supporting what we're doing here. Yeah, and then we have another little note about us. We're having a wish list. Our Christmas wish list is getting published in the newspaper this week.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, it's going out. These are just things we need around the station. Don't feel guilted or obligated into it. But if you have any of these things laying around, if you want to help, There's a whole list of things we need.
Is the automated espresso machine on there? You know that you push a button and it like
has AI.
grinds the beans.
Yes, but it has
and
to
it,
be
like,
a Breville. It has to
has-
be
yeah.
minimum $20,000. We don't want any cheap thing. No, no, we don't need that.
Oh! It's like a
I like
Zumba.
how you immediately just throw Breville out there. Like,
I know,
yeah,
right?
Right,
yeah.
right.
Is there going to be like a Zumba? Like what is that robotic vacuum cleaner thing?
A Roomba?
A Roomba.
No, I have one of those. I keep meaning to bring in. We bought it, and we have dogs and hardwood floor. So
Right. So you should use it.
you would think, but dogs make a mess everywhere, and they leave their toys around. They ruffle up the rugs.
Right.
I think that it goes 5 feet and stops, and goes 5 feet and stops, and then
how funny.
and then it just kills its battery because it pushes up against something and just kind of stays there. Yeah, exactly.
I think actually my dog would probably eat it. Ruby has successfully eaten or she'd pee on it.
Yeah.
You know, she's a dog that you look at and go, it's a good thing you're cute. Moving on to community events. Of course, on the 28th, post-Christmas, or excuse me, on the 27th, we have the opening of the Christmas Tree Labyrinth.
Yes.
So let me talk about this for just a second.
Okay.
Okay, so I am so incredibly excited. So the Christmas Tree Labyrinth, people are saying, Paula, what is a Christmas Tree Labyrinth?
Paula, what is that?
You're so good. Thank you, Craig.
Are there mythical woodland creatures involved here? Are there going to be fawns?
Maybe if I get a hold of the black belt at Bradley's, you know, they have the
There you
little
go.
reindeer outfit. But no, we are actually setting up a 5-fold labyrinth in the parking lot of the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Now, we do have some fake Christmas trees, but what we're hoping is that the community members listening, for those of them that take their Christmas trees down right after Christmas, bring it down to us at the theater. You can just set it gently up on the fence line, and we will use that tree in our Christmas tree labyrinth. We need at least 35 trees, at least. And it would be better with more.
Yeah.
So we are so incredibly lucky. Quartzsite Mountain Nursery has agreed to donate at least 10 trees, and we're so thankful and excited for that. But again, if you're one of those people who takes your tree down quickly, bring it down to us, and we'll set it up for the labyrinth. If you have a fake tree that you want to donate because you're not using anymore, let me know. Message Sharon at the theater or Chuck here at the radio station, and let us know, and I can come pick that up.
Yeah. I want to give this for the Quartzsite Mountain Nursery.
Yes.
Oh, wait, it's not working here. Hold on. There we go.
Yay!
There we go.
Yes, exactly. So wonderful people over there. And of course, we're looking for additional sponsors. So if there's a Christmas tree farm, or if you're a business that has trees and they don't all sell by Christmas, you can donate them to the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. They are a nonprofit, and you can donate those trees to them and use them as a tax write-off. So lots of win-win-win for people donating their trees. And that Christmas Tree Labyrinth will be open in the evenings from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. for free.
Yeah.
And it just is a wonderful, beautiful, peaceful experience where you walk the path. And unlike a maze where there's dead ends, a labyrinth is a continuous walk, gently spiraling you to the center of the labyrinth where there will be a tree and a special gift and message. And then you gently spiral back out. So the idea is that it's a beautiful evening. There's going to be snow. There'll be beautiful lights. We have cider and hot cocoa and a little fire pit, set up. So you can just enjoy the evening and just unwind.
It sounds like in the center we need warm, comfy chairs and blankets and someone reading us a story.
Not that big. The center
Okay.
won't be that big, but there will be a 9-foot pencil tree in the center, and then, like I said, a little special gift. The
Nice.
center is the point where you've walked the path in the spiral in this labyrinth to get to the center, and then you have a moment of reflection, and you're just like, wow, and then you gently walk back out. And that labyrinth is going to be continuing for a week. So it's going from the 27th of December until January 3rd. Again, every evening from 6:30 to 9:30. So come on out and make sure that I'm not a frozen popsicle and come see the Christmas Tree Labyrinth. And then on the Saturday, December 28th, of course, we have the Home for the Holidays show over at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts from 7 to 9 p.m. Looks like admission is $20. And that is let's see, what do they say? The holiday season wouldn't be complete without the return of the Home for the Holidays. In its 6th year, this heartwarming event brings former Stage Time Theater kids back to the stage for an unforgettable evening of music and nostalgia. Join us as familiar faces and cherished performers reunite to share their passion and talent, filling the theater with magic of past performances and the excitement of new ones. Whether you're a friend, family member, or fan, don't miss this special opportunity to celebrate the season with loved ones and enjoy a festive musical experience that's sure to create lasting memories.
There you go.
So very, very cool.
Yeah,
For a
that's
second-
always a
for a
fun
second
one.
I
So
thought
that's
you were-
the 6th one they've done, it looks like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
For a
Yeah,
second,
I've
I
been
thought
invited into that a few times. So
Yeah.
For a second, I thought you were going to say friends or foe. And I was like, "Oh, that's not.
No,
yeah.
friends.
There
And
are no
then
foes."
I know we promised that we were not going to hop around, and I apologize. I forgot to include on Tuesday, the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. Usually Tuesdays from 2 to 4 is knitting.
Oh.
Over at the center.
Well, it is
But
Christmas Eve.
I was going to say, I don't think
yeah,
Darcy is
no.
going to come in for that, so never mind. So I'm not hopping around.
Let's not do that. But I will say, talking about your Christmas tree labyrinth,
Yes.
that also coincides with another huge event happening New Year's Eve.
I was getting there.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
yes. See, chronologically, that was the 20. It starts on the 27th, so it's going on.
There you go.
So go to the Christmas Tree Labyrinth and then go to the Trash Parade Ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the Trash Parade Ball, of course, is the amazing event that goes on New Year's Eve here in Chewelah,
Yep.
sponsored by the Chewelah Creative District. And that is starting from 7 to 10:30 p.m. Tickets are on sale now. You can get tickets online. Can you get tickets anywhere else?
I don't think that there are tickets available anywhere else right now, not in person. They're
Okay.
just available online.
Okay.
But you can go to, let's see, where is it? I just saw it. The tickets have been on sale. Oh, yeah. So go to, let's see, I'm going to open this link here.
He's waiting. He's linking. He's talking.
I am
he's
linking. Well,
browsing.
what you can do is you can go to the Chewelah Creative District website. That's ChewelahCreativeDistrict.org.
Mm-hmm.
And then go to the events, and it will be there. And you can RSVP on our Facebook page, and you can get those tickets. They are available at givebutter.com/trash-ball-2024. That's a long one. Just go to the Chewelah Creative
website.
District website. There will be a link on there to get those tickets.
And there are posters around town that are going up around town, and they have the QR code, right? They have
Exactly.
the link on there, so you can go and use your phone and sign in and check out that. So what is a trash parade, you ask? We went last year. I think last year was the first year, and it was a blast. So the idea is you create a costume out of recycled items.
Mhm.
So get your glue guns ready. This event includes a recycled couture and accessories fashion show and contest. It's important to know you do not have to create a costume to attend. I know
Yes.
there's been some confusion about that they had to create something to be able to go.
No.
And you
There-
don't, yeah.
There is a fashion show for those who do, but
Right.
you do not have to. You can just go and enjoy the evening,
Just dress up,
Get out and
enjoy,
about.
yeah.
see the people that did.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I haven't gone to a New Year's Eve party before, and last year was so much fun. And
It
what
really
was
was.
really nice is that it ends. It's on New York time, so it ends at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get home in time to be able to celebrate New Year's at home in the safety of your home with your family.
Which, my 20 year ago self would have been like, New Year's party again at 10:30. What's going on? And
It was
then
perfect.
now I'm like, I get to be home and
what a
Yeah.
relief, right?
relaxed and in my
Yeah.
PJs by midnight.
It was really nice. Oh my gosh, it was really nice. Before I forget to, good morning, Lee. Thank you for joining us, and good morning, Ken.
Good morning, everybody. All right. So
Will Lee's in there. Okay.
Will. Where there's a will, there's a way,
And Ken.
right? I bet you he's never heard
Yes.
that one before, right?
Very original. We're
Yeah.
waiting to hear you. We hear
No,
from
he
you.
uses that one. That's one of his.
Does he?
Yeah.
I hope so. I would hope so.
Yeah. I mean, that's
mean-
how we get stuff done. We just bring Will in.
Right?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, we have just a couple minutes here before we're going to go to the break. We have Justyn waiting in the waiting room
Oh, awesome.
of the
Yay.
Zoom call.
Well,
He
I
is-
don't have a ton of stuff to talk about in the spotlight. I can get that out of the way before the break if you want, or we can wait until after. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Go ahead and
Okay.
get on there. I'm gonna while you're doing that, I'm gonna message Justyn and tell him
We're
where
close.
we are. Yep.
Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. We're gonna have Justyn Priest as our guest today after the break. So stay tuned for that. He's a local musician, a blues musician, and I've heard so many great things about his music. I've been able to listen to it the last week, so it's been awesome to hear what he has to offer as far as music goes. I'm going to turn my dad onto him so he can get some plays on the Wednesday night blues show that you have here on KCHW. But the Northern Lights Spotlight is a group that Chuck and I started on Facebook to kind of feature local music and events that might not get our normal plugs that we get from the calendars and stuff. So it's an opportunity for promoters out there to add some content to our weekly show. And then where you'd find that is you go onto Facebook, look up Northern Lights Spotlight, follow the page, and then from there there's a weekly post that I put up that people put a comment on, and those comments then get featured during our show. So
it's a great service. I've been really enjoying looking at the Northern Light Spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm looking at Justyn Priest's website. Oh, this is going to be exciting.
Yeah, look at that logo, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's awesome. It really is. So tonight, you mentioned that there's karaoke going on at Fired Up Pizza. That's a weekly thing on Friday night. It's all ages, 6 to 9 p.m. with my friend Cry. Tonight I actually have a private party that I am hosting, so I won't be able to be there, but Cry will be there. And then the following week, we're going to be doing a Ugly Sweater Christmas party on Friday night. So stay tuned for that.
Yep, that was Craig's computer. Sorry, everybody.
We will also be having an Ugly
Was it? I muted
Sweater
it.
Christmas morning show 1 week from today.
Oh, 1 week from today.
Yeah, well, that was your idea, Craig.
Well, yeah, we're going to be,
We're just going to be doing the show
Well,
in
see-
ugly sweaters.
Well, I'm just going to be wearing them for 2 days because, of course, Thursday lands with karaoke. We always do Ugly Sweater before the holidays at the Oasis. So there'll be a 21 and over Ugly Sweater party, and then there'll be an all-ages karaoke Ugly Sweater. And your contests, too.
Yeah.
I mean, prizes and fun. It always adds a little bit of extra fun to karaoke, and then get some carolers in there and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So do I need to get an ugly sweater? I need to get an ugly sweater.
Or make one, yeah.
Yeah.
It just depends.
I have a sweater that's not intentionally ugly. It's just ugly.
Right.
It's not even specifically a Christmas sweater. It's just an ugly sweater.
There was a gentleman at the Christmas party that I did last weekend, and he had a suit on, a nice suit, and then he had ornaments that were like hanging from it in different spots, and then there was ornaments hanging from his beard. Like
That is awesome. I love those.
I was like,
Very
man,
cool.
great job, dude.
That
You
is
really did a
cool.
good job. David Bergman posted on our spotlight. He wants to let people know of the new band that they formed, Infusion Music,
Yes.
and that's from members from Fool's Paradise. So we've got the Bergmans and Oli joining forces with the powerhouse drummer Lynn Miner. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Lynn, but he's
I've heard the name.
family friend.
Yeah.
So anyway, look forward to hearing them, and then they're actually booked at the Lake House for New Year's.
Nice.
So if you're looking
fun.
for a local place to go celebrate New Year's, there's going to be some live music with Infusion Music at the Lake House in Loon Lake.
Yeah, you know where else I've recently been booked? Winterfest.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
they're
right?
on
Fun.
that.
They're going to be playing during Winterfest too, so that'll be great.
Well, and they're listening to us live now. They're saying, thanks for the plug, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
So, yeah, absolutely. And then designed by Catherine Photography says wonderful. So, yeah.
And David, I did get your email about playing right here at the KCHW Theater, and we're going to make that happen.
Oh,
but probably not till
good.
after the holidays.
Yeah.
Or probably not till after Winterfest, because we got a lot of stuff on our plate.
Yeah, but Winterfest isn't until February.
Or Winterfest is coming right around the corner in February, because that's only like a month and a half, 2 months away. 2 months away. 2.5 months.
Yeah, but we can have a performance here
Actually,
at the studio before Winterfest.
It is not 2.5 months away. It is a month and a half away.
It is a month and a half away.
Yeah.
Well, and they have a drummer, so there's other considerations
Yeah,
too there.
yeah.
But that's just that's the techie side
Yeah,
of stuff. Yeah. So Saturday night, my band Scary World is at Tricks Bar and Grill, which is on Highway 2, just north of Riverside, south of Elk. If anybody's out in that direction can hear me, my band will be playing from 8 p.m. until about midnight. We have a friend's band, the Resnecks, are going to open up for us.
Oh, nice.
So it'll be.
I like
it'll be
the
real
name.
fun. Yeah, it's
the
a,
Rednecks.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, they play bluegrass. No, I'm not exactly sure. I think they play all kinds of different styles, but they're more of a cover band. We're an original band, but
Yeah.
that's John Pitcher and I, and then Dylan Ashbaugh has been learning some drum parts. So we're gonna have a actual drummer for the first time. Usually, like last time we had hand drums. Now we're gonna actually have a full drum set. So it's real exciting for
Very
us.
cool.
Nice.
And our friend
saxophone.
Yeah.
Darren Hindlebrand, just plain Darren, is going to be playing tonight at the Riddler from 7 to 8:30 p.m. The Old School Liquor Bar in Coeur d'Alene on Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. Then the South Hill Grill on Sunday from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. The Holiday Sing-Along at the Spokane Public Library Tuesday, December 17th at 11 a.m. Then Darren will be at QQ Sushi and Kitchen Thursday, December 19th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. So if you haven't had a chance to hear Darren yet,
Yeah.
you should
busy
get
guy.
out there and listen to him. I think we're working on getting him involved in Winterfest as well.
Yeah.
That discussion has started, so
Good,
we're
good,
looking
good.
forward to that. So
I know we had him for Fall Fest, and he was up at the Mountain Market, but I want to get him on the main stage this time.
Main stage.
Yeah.
So that more
yeah.
people can hear him.
Yeah.
my parents and I were over there heckling him. It was great. And let me see if there was anything else. I think there was a post that's not here. It's people are still learning how to do this. So Brad commented on my post here. That's what it was. Let's see what he put. Brad Keeler. The Homebrew String Band's going to be at Zola's Happy Hour Friday, so today from 5:30 to 7:30.
Nice.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that concludes everything for the Northern Lights
All right.
Spotlight. Thanks everybody for submitting some stuff. And
Yeah.
I'll try to do a little more for next week, so we have a little more events to post. I'm sure there's going to be more, but
No worries. That actually works out because we have, again, Justyn's still waiting in the waiting room. He hasn't seen my messages I've sent him. So we're going to go ahead and take our break. We'll
Okay.
be right back after these messages from our sponsors and some news with our special guest, Justyn Priest. You're listening to the KCHW Morning Show on KCHW 102.7 Northern Lights Public Radio. We'll be right back. All right. You with us?
Yep.
Okay. So this is just really quick because we are streaming right now over Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I've sent you a
Okay.
message on the messenger. We'll communicate there. And then I'm going to get us over to our splash screen while we listen to the news. And you will hear the music come on. And we'll get on the air when that happens. If you have any questions, just send me a text message if you could.
I'm on my phone, so I can't really send messages and do
Oh.
Zoom at the same time. So we're just going to have to do what we do.
We are good. We are good. I think we kind of covered everything and before. So, all right, I'm going to get us over. We'll be back after the break.
Okay.
The 13th, 2024, I'm Mike Clifford. The EPA this week banned a toxic chemical commonly used in dry cleaning and other consumer products.
Trichloroethylene and perchloroethylene have been used for decades and are known to affect the liver, brain, kidney, and immune and nervous systems. Research shows dry cleaning and laundry workers are at increased risk from dying of cancer. Jennifer Orm Zavaleta is a scientist, formerly with the EPA Office of Research and Development. She says businesses will be required to use alternatives and employees will be safer at work, adding that the changes also impact surrounding communities.
So if you happen to live near a dry cleaning facility, there would be the potential for the ground to be contaminated and for these chemicals to get into the water supply.
California has been ahead of the curve. In 2007, the state banned installations of new perchloroethylene dry cleaning machines, required existing ones be shut down by 2010, and required a complete ban of use of the chemical by 2023. Nadia Ramlagan reporting. Find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Next, from ABC News, the Pentagon shut down a congressman's claim that an Iranian mothership is behind large drones spotted over New Jersey in recent weeks, while officials in the state are demanding a stronger federal response and transparency. ABC reports since mid-November, large drones of uncertain origin have been repeatedly spotted in the sky at night over central and northern New Jersey, including near a military installation. State and local officials convened a closed-door meeting with representatives of the Department of Homeland Security to address the matter, according to several officials in attendance. Next up, lawmakers in Annapolis plan to introduce a bill that will require a special election if a lawmaker is appointed to a seat in the first half of their term.
Maryland's Constitution requires the political party committee in the district the former lawmaker represented to pick a replacement to fill the seat. That recommendation is then sent to the governor, who usually approves the person. Delegate Linda Foley, the sponsor of the bill, says voters are sometimes represented by an appointed lawmaker for as long as 4 years.
You end up with a rather large percentage of the General Assembly then being appointed and not elected and not facing the voters. This has been an ongoing debate about whether this is a democratic way to replace people.
Nearly 25% of state legislators in Maryland, including Foley, started in the legislature by political appointment rather than an election. I'm Simone Perez.
Next from CNN, presidents don't ordinarily pick the director of Voice of America, an international news broadcaster funded by the U.S. government, but President-elect Trump says he wants his ally, Kari Lake, to take over VOA. This is Public News Service. A massive carbon capture project proposed for the Midwest has another permit under its belt after Minnesota regulators gave their approval Thursday.
The Public Utilities Commission signed off on a permit requested by Summit Carbon Solutions for a 28-mile route of underground pipelines in northwestern Minnesota. They would be part of a multi-state maze of pipes capturing emissions from ethanol plants for underground storage in North Dakota. Abigail Henchek, speaking for the Minnesota Center for Environmental Advocacy and Sierra Club, urged for a no vote, noting they're skeptical of the climate benefits being touted.
We have serious concerns that these broader emissions outweigh the amount of carbon that's captured and sequestered here.
Despite the approval, MCEA says it's glad the commission added provisions the organization feels will provide protections if the project becomes operational. I'm Mike Moen.
And rising grocery prices and the end of the pandemic-era benefits have left many Virginia families struggling to make ends meet.
A recent No Kid Hungry Virginia poll highlights the growing crisis. 78% of respondents say groceries have become more challenging to afford over the past year, and 77% of families are just one unexpected expense away from hunger. Cassie Edner, a public benefits attorney with the Virginia Poverty Law Center, says she's not surprised by the poll results.
The cost of food over the last how many years have been, significantly increasing, along with the cost of other things, rent, mortgages, things like that. And unfortunately, it makes sense that people are not able to afford their, most basic necessities like food.
Virginia's low-income families saw significant relief during the pandemic from programs like the expanded federal child tax credit, which, according to the Food Research and Action Center, reduced hunger among children by nearly 1/3. However, with the expiration of those emergency measures, many families are once again vulnerable. I'm Tremel Gomes.
Finally, our Brett Pivotal lets us know, with unionization on an upswing of late, experts anticipate policy changes will reverse worker gains.
On Wednesday, the Senate failed to confirm the reappointment of NLRB Chair Lauren McFerrin, setting up the Trump administration to appoint a new majority. Rutgers University Labor Studies professor Dr. Todd Vachon says recent pro-worker policies are threatened.
I'm going to anticipate almost all of these decisions in the past 3 years being reversed under the Trump board. We could be surprised, but I anticipate them all to be reversed because that's been the historical trend. And that's not just a Trump thing. That's always kind of been a Democrat-Republican thing.
There were 316 union elections in California in 2023, double the number held in 2020.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Here's on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform. Find our content and our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Sometimes we get Craig to play us in, Justyn.
Right.
Good morning. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. Once again, it is still Thursday, December 13th, 2024. We are back with myself, Paula, Craig, and our very special guest this morning, Justyn Priest. Justyn, welcome to the show. How you doing today, man?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Good. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on. You have a new song out? Is that what it is?
I put out a release with 3 songs on it. Most people would probably call that an EP, I guess.
There you go.
These 3 songs were recorded with my friend Lucas in downtown Spokane a couple of years ago, and I just put them out and hoping people are enjoying them.
Very cool. Now, for those people watching online, we actually have a picture of your album cover joining us here. So you're joining us on 2 screens. So tell us a little bit about your background. Are you from the Spokane area?
Well, I was born in California, and my parents divorced when I was 3 years old. So my mom moved me up to North Idaho, and I grew up in Sandpoint, in rural Sandpoint. And so went to high school there, ended up going to North Idaho College for a little bit of music, moved to Los Angeles to go to music school some more.
Wow.
And then moved back to the area, and I've kind of been kicking around here ever since.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. So when did you start playing in front of, I obviously you have a musical background from the time you were pretty young. Is that something you always saw yourself doing, or was that?
Well, the first time I played on stage in front of people was probably 15 or 16. I started playing guitar at 15. Nobody in my family played music. Nobody had any inclination to play music. They just had a cassette tape collection. And once I found it, I just dug into that. And eventually a friend showed me some pretty amazing guitar players from classic rock history, like Jeff Beck and Jimi Hendrix. And I decided I needed a guitar. And that's when I started playing. It took me about 6-7 months, and I was going to blues jams and playing with people that were 2 or 3 times my age. But yeah, that was my humble beginning in Sandpoint. And shout out to a local musician up there, Truck Mills, who was the guy that was running the Monday night blues jams at Icarts in Sandpoint. He let me get up and play for the first time. So
very cool. I find that fascinating. I hear all the time musicians are like, "Yeah, I picked up a guitar, and 6-7 months later, I was playing in front of audiences." I struggled for years taking lessons. I took music classes in college. I never could get it. I don't know if maybe I have fat fingers or what, but what is it? What is it? Was it just motivation? Did you just play like 24/7 did you pick it up and just kept running with it, or how does?
Well, it's a lot more sad than it sounds. I lived in a very rural area, so just to go see a friend, I'd have to ride my bike a few miles. So I was either doing kind of like farmhand type ranch work for my stepdad, which was he had animals and he had pens that he had built for horses and stuff, or I was riding my bike, or I had other kid-like hobbies until I found guitar. Once I found guitar, I had 8-10 hours a day to sit around and figure stuff out. And I think that's maybe the difference is the time, and then secondly the patience to sit there and just want to work things out. And it takes some time, not gonna lie. I people tell me I'm talented. I tell them I've spent a long time doing it. And I don't know what the difference is. I think maybe one of them is just hard work, and one of them it comes to you naturally. And the people that have it naturally, I see that. I'm not that person. It's been an uphill struggle from day one.
Right.
So,
well, and since
anybody could do it, man, I'm pretty sure.
Well, and you give private lessons, but you probably very well know that if you don't ignite that fire in the person's fingers to where they're going to actually put in the time to build up the dexterity to be able to play.
Calluses.
Yeah. And so what I usually do with that is, find out what they're interested in, and then encourage them to learn a song in that maybe genre, and then that way they have something that they can show their friends, and it'll get them to play more, because that's really the important thing about learning an instrument like guitar is you got to play a lot.
Right. Well, I took mandolin lessons, and I said I want to be David Grisman.
And I'm fortunate
from day one.
that I learned.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just fortunate that the way I learned was mostly by ear in the beginning, and it was a lot of songs. There wasn't any real like foundational stuff to speak of. It was lots and lots of learning songs, and I always push that as a teacher too. I always tell people you can't know enough simple songs because they're all just slightly different. They all have their little twists and turns, but it's a great way to learn all your chords is just keep learning as many songs as you can get your hands on, and stuff that's at your skill level. Don't try to just step up and learn, some, I don't know, name your shredder, Van Halen. You don't want to learn that on the first day.
Yeah, that's
You'll be real discouraged.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I took my mandolin lessons, and I went in there from day one. I want to play like David Grisman. I want to do gypsy jazz. And my teacher was like, "Yeah, you should probably learn some basics first." And I think I get too bored. There's too many shiny objects that I go chasing after to focus on one particular thing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
This is a great review in the Independent. Not in the Independent,
Inlander.
in the Inlander. Thank you. Talking about when you were performing up on South Hill. Listen to this. Throughout the evening, Priest bangs out tunes on his acoustic guitar, heartfully singing his own original music, along with famous classic rock, blues, and modern folk crowd pleasers, while skillfully navigating the fretboard, jamming on every song, almost creating extended conversations with each melody. It's also seemingly effortless, like he's just strumming from the comfort of his home in a chair by a fire with his dog. That's a great review. Oh my gosh.
It makes me sound sleepy.
I don't think so. Look, all the strong adjectives: skillfully, jamming, original music, right? Crowd pleasers, creating extended conversations. That's awesome.
Well, I've been listening to your music and sleepy and
I think you just have a great writer on your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sitting around by the fire, relaxing with a cup of hot cocoa is not exactly how I describe your music. It's like, it gets you up and moving.
Well, there's many different facets to being a musician these days, and I think making it work means doing lessons. It means being an original artist.
Yeah.
It means being in other people's bands, and it also means doing solo acoustic work because, unfortunately for me, who loves playing electric and being loud, a lot of my money comes from doing those little solo acoustic gigs in people's restaurants and breweries and opening for people with just my guitar. So that's the review of that show is just me sitting around playing solo.
Well, sometimes you got to play for the gig. You got to play for the location. You don't want to, if you're in I would say a restaurant that's filled with brick, you don't want to plug in all your electric stuff and have a full drum set in there because it's
correct, Chuck.
Your audience isn't going to have a pleasant experience.
I love this though. Priest,
you should start a class. There's
Right?
a lot of people who could learn from you.
Right?
It's about quality, not quantity of decibels. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, talk to my husband. Okay, I love this. I love this. Priest defines good musicianship as when you can translate emotion into sound. And that so resonates with me because I'm a musician, and one of the times I was going through just horrible stuff, right? When your life just takes a downturn and you're just like, oh my gosh. And everybody says, oh, how are you doing? Oh, how are you doing? And it's like the most stupid question any human being can ask another question when they're going through amazing stuff, right? Like not amazing good stuff, but just amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So I wrote a song called How Are You, right? Talking about translating emotion into sound, and it starts off really nice. You're walking in the grocery store and somebody says, how are you? And going down the street and a friend says, how are you? And then it erupts into this explosion of me, almost screaming into the microphone, I'm pissed, and I'm angry. All the things that you can't say, right, when you're actually going through that stuff. So I love that. I love that quote. When you can translate emotion into sound, that's awesome.
Well, that's what it's all about, right?
One thing I've noticed, Justyn, is that you've performed with a lot of other musicians, not just on stage, but also in recordings. Can you tell us a little more about some of the people that you've worked with?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I've done some stuff recently, I guess that would be worthy of talking about. My friend Jason Lucas put out a song, and I worked with him to do his guitar parts for that. The song is called Not a Day Goes By. You can find it on most streaming services. And it's one of my favorite pieces of work where I've just walked in and provided just the guitar. It's one of my favorite things to do. And one of the things that I was trying to be long time ago was a studio guitar player. So really proud of that one. I used to be in a band called Flying Spiders, and we did hip hop, and we were a Spokane group. Sometimes as many as 13 members on stage, and some of those recordings still exist out on Spotify and Apple Music. Who else? There's a lot of local musicians. Basically, I don't know if many of your listeners have heard of them, but I'm on a few Chris Lucas tracks. Yeah, it's just a lot of weird.
Oh, I think he's frozen up there a little bit.
Right? Can we listen to Patience? Is there a way to tie in here to listen to some of these things he's got online?
Many of them. Stuff I'm most proud of recently, though, is just putting my own stuff out, because I got to kind of do that from start to finish, write it and then record it and organize the session and get all the players together. It's a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah. So we lost you for a little bit there. Your connection froze up, but I think we got the gist of it. Let's talk a little about your new EP coming out. How is that going? Are you seeing any kind of movement on this? Are you getting more gigs, do you think?
I mean, it's winter time, so trying to book into next year. I've already been kind of well underway. As far as getting gigs directly from recording, because I mean, there's so many people in the world to compete against that a lot of it is just submitting your press kit and submitting your recordings, because most people won't hear them unless you're kind of shoving them in everybody's face. So I've been doing some bookings, but nothing directly from the recording. Got on a couple playlists, I guess, here in town. Some people make some playlists that get passed around the music community, so it was nice to get acknowledged by the local music scene for that. So it's kind of a nice tip of the hat.
Very cool. We'll get you on our playlist here at KCHW.
Emailing it to people and hoping for the best.
Yeah. We'll get you on our playlist here at KCHW, so we'll get you some airtime.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem. I'm really looking forward to it, actually. Speaking of some of your music, we have one of your songs here. If you want to look, it looks like the song we have is Problems. Oh, sorry, I got it half covered up.
Yep, that's correct. That's the name of it.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about this song, and this is an original, correct?
Yeah, it's an original. All three songs on the EP are all originals. And this one was kind of spurred on by a conversation I had with my friend Christopher Lucas, who's another musician I had mentioned earlier. And, I was probably whining about something, and he kind of gave me some perspective. And so I kind of went home and wrote a song about a bunch of stuff that had been in the news, headlines, and just kind of came from the perspective of having problems, but recognizing that many other people have way worse problems than you do, and having that perspective can be helpful. But it kind of comes off as aggressive in this song because it's kind of a funk rock kind of thing. So anyway, I'll let it speak for itself. It's a fun one.
All right, here we go with Justin Priest. Where did I get Brown from? Justin Priest. Problems. I think I was looking at the song down below you that had the last name Brown in it. Justin Priest, Problems. Here we go.
been bought. Corrupt politician, he oversees it all. Let me tell you about the problem. Oh, I got a few. Tell me about your problem. Oh, no, I know you got them too. In this great big world, do what you gotta do. You tell me about your problem. You ain't got a clue.
Fun. Yeah.
All right. I love that
The
you
crowd
already
goes wild.
I love that you already had the applause added in there for us. I appreciate that, Justyn. So that was a live
You bet.
performance. Where was that recorded at?
No, that was not live.
Oh,
That
it
was
wasn't?
the
Okay.
studio effects at the end of the song.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I was wrong. I thought it was all live recordings, but yeah, it says sessions on it. I thought it said live. That was my fault.
Oh, that's okay. No, that was
I mean, it was just kind of all those songs were done in the same span of time. So that's kind of, they'll eventually all find their way onto different albums and be re-recorded at some point. But yeah, the other one that I released was all live.
Mhm.
That one was a long time ago, probably 4 years now. And that one was the Rainier Drum Shop sessions, and that was done entirely one take on each song. So if you go back and listen to that one, that was totally live. We didn't do any edits. All the little flaws and hiccups are all left in for everyone to enjoy.
Yeah, for you to hear forever. Yeah.
I gotta say, I really, like I said, I've been listening to some of your music for the last couple of weeks since we booked you on the show, and I really enjoy your style. I love your music. Phenomenal voice. Is that something that just kind of came natural, or is that something that you did you take voice lessons, or is that just you discovered this amazing voice you have?
Well, the voice thing is kind of a weird one for me because I started singing out of necessity. I
Mhm.
never really wanted to be a lead singer, but once the pandemic happened, it was either kind of like reinvent myself and totally figure something else out because I kind of saw most people scrambling to kind of do other things and move away from working with me. So I just made sure that I could take care of myself. So that kind of spawned out of that. And recently I've actually started enjoying singing, but it's kind of most people take that as a surprise. So yeah, it was been a long journey. I took a few vocal lessons in the beginning, but a lot of it has been just me working on my own and just working with, YouTube videos and trying to emulate my heroes. And then I do have a friend of mine who's a vocal coach, and sometimes she'll just drop in with a little message that says, "Hey, I heard your performance on Facebook the other day. You need to start doing XYZ." And actually, those have been some of the most helpful things recently.
Right.
Just getting random stuff from my friend Amanda, who's an awesome vocal coach. So, but yeah, singing's been a journey. It's not for everybody, and
Yeah.
it's just one. Add that in the list of stuff that I wasn't good at, but I said I'm going to do it anyway. So.
I'll have to say, no, you sound like Justin Priest, but do I hear a little maybe Warren Hayes influence in there somewhere? I can't.
I mean, I don't think I've ever sat down and specifically listened to Warren. I'm a fan, mostly of his guitar playing.
Yeah.
But I discovered Warren through the Allman Brothers Allman Brothers band. So I think what you might be hearing is my Greg Allman
There
influences,
you go.
because I think we share that same root of that same tree. But I don't know. It's my voice. I've never been a huge fan of my voice, and so I'm kind of just going off of the encouragement and suggestion of others to continue doing it. So I hope people keep liking it.
Well, you should be proud of it. And if I had that voice, I would enjoy hearing myself. I hear myself all the time, and I don't like it.
Well, and
things we could say.
I think your voice initially, when you hear it recorded, is really hard for most people. I don't think it just naturally comes to where it's like it sounds like the way you sing. Like I know for me now, when I sing, I hear the voice that's recorded. But when I first started recording my voice, that was not the case. I was like, who is that person? That is not me.
Right.
So, but I think maybe that's just with getting more familiar with your voice and understanding it and being able to like listen to it back and understand that, like, I don't know, it's interesting when you're recording a song and it sounds different in your head than what it does when it comes back. But I think over time you start hearing it for what it's going to sound. I don't know. That's at least my own experience with it. Initially when I started singing, I didn't like my voice either. You know, it's like.
Well,
I hope so, because I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's just stranger every time. I think part of it too is I started at 32 years old singing as trying to be a lead singer, and I was terrible for a while. So, I mean, I'm more used to my voice sounding awful, and it's hard to kind of separate that from when most people sing when they're a child and they grow up and they had a lifetime of singing experience. When you start as an adult, it's a head trip. So, one day at a time. That's why I keep working on it. And there's times when I do feel like I sound good, but I'm pretty hard on myself. I think the results have proven to be decent enough that I can continue on this journey with it.
Well, I think too, you tend to, when you hear your own voice, it seems, I know for me, speaking for experience, getting into radio in my 40s, all I hear is the negative. All I hear is, I battled with a speech impediment growing up as a kid, and I still hear that. And I think I'm the only one that hears it but when I hear myself, like, that's all I hear is my, my lisp and my, oh, this sounds bad, that sounds bad. And I think it's a lot to overcome to be able to get your voice out there in a way that you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
So,
there's some people that are in the music industry now that are huge that deal with stuff like that, and it's amazing to just see them keep pushing through it, and it gives people like me hope and inspiration to keep on trucking.
I've
Randy Bachman comes to mind. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I've read some interviews from some really major stars that really can't stand to listen to their own voice, and it's like, wow, that kind of
yeah.
One is Billy Joel. That blows my mind. Like,
right?
He doesn't like his own voice.
Yeah.
Hey, I agree with him.
You heard it here.
Wow.
throwing shots on morning radio. It's my first radio interview.
Wow. We're going to get letters from Billy Joel.
I know, that's great.
I know. Sorry about that. Yeah,
well, have you ever been, I mean, this has happened to me where somebody came up and they were giving me a compliment saying I sounded like a certain artist. And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, really? Neil Young? You think I sound like Neil Young? I'm like, okay, so I'm really whiny and... I'm just teasing. But
ow.
I mean, I love Neil Young's voice. I think it's really unique, but I could totally see that.
Real nasally.
I've drawn comparisons to Warren Haynes before. You're not the only one who ever said that. And then totally not obvious to me. I didn't expect this in a million years, but somebody mentioned Chris Stapleton the other day. I mean, I would love to sing like Chris Stapleton at all, even a little bit. I don't put myself in that league even at all. So that was a very, very nice compliment. Whoever dropped that on me, I appreciate that. But most of the time it's good singers. It's nice to get the good compliments. It's just, I've never set out to go, I want to sound like that person when I sing. I just wanted to try and get a voice that people thought was acceptable enough to eat dinner to.
Well, and there's people out there that are just like professional mimics. They can mimic other people's voices great. Like they can sound almost, you wouldn't be able to, if you're blindfolded, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's a different singer because they're that good at mimicking. But to actually sing in your own voice is, I think, that's the goal.
Yeah.
Is taking if you are covering a song, singing it in a way that it's your own expression.
Yeah. I have to share. It's so funny talking about going through growth periods with your voice and how you like if you sound. My voice is high, and that's a gift, right? A soprano. But I always wanted to have that throaty, earthy, like deep, blues voice. It just is like silk going over water. It's just that, and of course that's not my voice, you know, at all. So I know when I was recording, it took me a long time to accept, no, I'm okay. It's not the sound that I would wish that I had been born with, and it's but this is my voice.
It is beautiful.
So well, thank you, but it is a process. It's definitely a process to accept your sound so that you can hear your music.
Well, like last night I'm gonna talk about this story on the radio. Last night we were doing rehearsals for our Christmas play. We're doing It's a Wonderful Life, and there's a scene where everybody sort of quietly in the background has to be singing Auld Lang Syne.
Yeah.
And your voice, it must just be at the right resonance and frequency to be picked up on the mic.
Yeah.
But you could hear your voice in the background 10 feet away from the microphones above the people that were standing right in front of the microphone doing their lines. It was just like at that right pitch, and you had your head
It's a
turned.
gift.
You were trying to be very quiet.
No, it's because you're trying to get the sound, to get the tone, you're trying to remove the air. So making sure that you just have that sound. Oh my gosh, right? But I swear I can be quiet and sing with other people. Really, I can blend, I promise.
But you weren't that loud. It was just the tone. It was just the microphone was picking up that tone over anything else in the room. It was wild.
The tone that the male ear cancels out.
Oh, no, right?
It's like, what?
Wow.
Have you ever had any comments like that, Justyn, where people are like, oh, I heard you. I could hear you all the way across the room.
No, usually they tell me to turn up.
Guitar players
Usually the
love hearing
opposite.
that. That's like our favorite thing, right, Justin? Turn it up.
I mean, yeah. Well, it depends on the club. I mean, I played a place last night. That's why I'm a little tired. I got in around 12:30, but it was like you can never be quiet enough in there.
Very active
So
room.
it's been well, it's also the upstairs is all apartments. So the challenge getting your band to sound right and then not vibrate all the coffee tables on the floors above you.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I feel
it's an interesting building.
I for 25 years have been apologizing to whoever out there used to live above the apartments I used to have my coffee shop in Anchorage. We would have live music. We had punk rock shows over on the weekends. We would have raves that went till 4 or 5 in the morning. There were like 5 apartments above our coffee shop, and every time we did a show, the police were called. And man, being 20 something, you don't think about that stuff. You're like, oh, you shouldn't have had your apartment above a business space, and I'm sorry, I'm a jerk. I was a jerk.
Did you have that like earplugs?
I was such a jerk.
I
back
think
then.
they knew.
Yeah.
There's no way they didn't know.
Yeah, they knew I was a jerk. Yeah.
No, they knew there were concerts. I didn't hear the jerk part. I'm sorry. They knew the concerts were happening. Some people enjoy that environment because they're probably working graveyard, hopefully, so they get home when you're done and they can go to sleep.
Well, I know one of the people upstairs was a cab driver, and he was gone all night, so he didn't care. But yeah, some of the other folks, they were, when their pictures would start rattling off the walls. We had a glass blowing shop next to us. At one evening, a large glass piece vibrated off the shelves and went through their display case. Ruined
my gosh.
tens of thousands of dollars worth of merchandise because of our noise. So.
Oh my gosh, Carrie online says,
Oh,
if no one calls the cops, then you weren't having fun.
Yeah.
Oh, how fun.
Anyway, so before we get out of here, tell us where people can expect to see you next and what you got going on.
I've only got a couple things worked out for next year so far. Taking a little bit of a hiatus in January, and so I think the next show back is February 15th. and we're going to be playing in downtown Spokane at Chan's Red Dragon. It's kind of become the scene for the blues bands in Spokane. So
Yep, Thursday
kind
night
of a
blues
cool
jam.
little spot to try things out. I'm going to have a new lineup of musicians behind me, so it'll be a good time to kind of restart the year.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
that's February 15th at Chan's. And then I got another one that's way out there, but I booked the Panhandle Blues Fest in Priest River. That'll be next September. So mark your calendars, September 13th through the 15th, I believe. And that's up at Prater Mountain in Priest River, Idaho.
Okay.
It's always a good one. Supports the local music education fund. So
Nice.
always love working with those people.
Yeah. Very cool. So if people out there are listening and want to book you, how would they go about doing that?
You can reach out to me through my website. My email and all my contact information is there. It's justynpriest.com. That's JustynPriest.com. You can get a hold of me through my socials too on Facebook or Instagram. Just look up my name. Pretty easy to find these days.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
Very cool. And if you ever want to in the future, I don't know if you've ever made it up this far to Chewelah. We do have right here in our KCHW theater, we have a 50-seat theater. We're trying to book stuff for next year. So if you're ever interested, let's talk and maybe come do a show that we can do live on the air.
Yeah, I would love to, man. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Let's talk after we get done today and do some emails and get something on the calendar. I'd really appreciate that.
Very
Thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, you have an
Yeah,
open
absolutely.
invitation, and we'll get that worked out. Perfect.
All
Well,
right.
Is there anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
This is Chewelah, so shout out to my friend Forrest Govadare if he's listening in. He's the only guy I know up there, I think. So shout out to Forrest. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks
Oh,
for
that's
having me.
awesome. I was wondering, I was like, Chuck and I were talking about Forrest. I'm like, I bet you they know each other with the blues scene and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we had our microphones
If
muted.
I play up there at that theater, I'm going to have him come play a song or two.
Oh, perfect.
I would absolutely love that. I know we had the mics down while your song was playing, and I looked over at Craig and I was like, oh, I bet you Forrest would sound really great, the two of them together.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Forrest is the man. All right.
And I needed to give a shout out. Yesterday was Forrest's birthday, so
It was,
he
yeah.
wasn't on the calendar. So happy birthday, Forrest! Yeah,
Happy birthday,
Yep.
Forrest.
yeah.
And I just
Happy birthday, buddy.
Justyn, while I got you here, I just wanted to thank you, of course, for being a guest on our show. I do go to the Blues Jam at Chan's. I've definitely heard your name in the mix. I haven't actually been able to hear you. I look forward to a chance to get to hear you. But I just want to say that Kevin Doran, he mentioned you to me, and he's like, you really got to check this guy out. So there's I've been hearing your name around the players around town.
Yeah.
So it's great to finally get to chat with you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and
man, I've been doing this for 20 some years, so it's good to hear my name still getting kicked around. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate Kevin. He's a great guy.
He really is. And if Kevin recommends somebody, I tend to listen because Kevin's got a really good ear. He's a good guy. He's fun.
Yes, he does.
He's played here. Gosh, how many times has Kevin played here? Two or three times. We've had him up for Summerfest. Yeah, he's pretty well known to our area up here. We get him up here as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Well, this has been Justyn Priest. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great time. I really look forward to hearing more from you. Really impressed. So let's get you up here. And
All right.
we'll,
Thank you,
we'll
guys.
continue talking. All right. Thanks. Goodbye, man. Have a great one. All right. Thank you so much again, Justyn Priest, for joining us. We have just a few minutes before we got to get out of here and get on with our days. What you guys think of that? I love that song.
Yeah, that was neat.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Hope we can get him to come up here and play.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a wonderful performer to have here in the studio, definitely for sure. And then just to be able to, it would be so much fun if he came to the Blues Jam. I know Daniel would love that.
Yeah, the Blues Jam on Sundays at Fired Up Pizza.
Yeah.
My parents host that. So, Justyn, if you're looking for something to do on a Sunday and you want to go for a day drive, come up here to Chewelah and check out our Blues Jam. We'd love to have you.
Mm-hmm.
Were you invited to bring your axe and join the jam? I was like saying that. I just love that line.
Yeah, bring your axe to battle. Yeah,
Right?
yeah. We got some shredders up here, so.
And is that hosted by your parents or is that hosted by the Dinosaurs? Or are they one and the
Dinosaurs,
same?
yeah.
One and the same.
Yeah, my mom and dad's band. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dinosaurs, yeah.
I love those guys. And again, love to your mom and your dad.
I just love how everybody gets up and there's dancing, and I love people getting up and singing. There's more people getting up and singing now, and
Mm-hmm.
it just is such an inclusive, wonderful, lively event that I think is just growing. It seems like it's just getting bigger and bigger.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I feel bad. I rarely make it on Sundays. Even your dad called me the other day, and he's like, "Hey, I'd really like it if you came out on Sunday." And I'm like, "Oh, I'll try." But Sundays are like my one day at home, with the family, and I don't have to put pants on. Well, I mean,
TMI, Chuck.
PJs.
TMI.
I don't count PJs as pants. I don't have to put jeans on. I can wear my PJs all day. So
Oh, my
Sunday is
goodness.
pantsless day at Chuck's house.
There we go. Now we know.
Sundays are PJ slippers, old TV show reruns, and hanging out with the family.
And
days,
honeydews, probably.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
There's a lot of
that.
honeydews.
Yeah, it's kind of my day to get stuff done around the house and kind of vegetate and get up and change that light bulb and then vegetate and
Right, and just chill.
yeah, and then get up and
Completely understand.
sweep the floor, do whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, and we have a
It's your
comment
recharge
from,
day.
it is.
Right?
It really is.
We have a comment from Carrie. She says, "Thank you all. It has been a while since she's been able to hear us live. You are welcome. We are glad we
yes.
are live. So thank you so much for listening and being a part of the show."
Yeah, well, we had some technical difficulties this week. We had
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned a little bit earlier. Thank you again to Day Wireless for coming out. We had over the weekend some reflective power issues. We were having our transmitter was in danger. We had, turns out, because we've had a bunch of fog over the weekend, and that fog had frozen and completely encased everything on the tower in ice crystals.
Wow.
And the snow doesn't affect it. The water doesn't affect it because the energy is able to easily pass through the snow because it's a more, it's just sort of a general.
Not as dense, maybe.
Yeah, it's not as, but the ice crystals actually form more specific structures that will reflect that power. Apparently, that's what I've been told. I
Do
don't
you
know.
have the picture that you sent that you can share? I mean, the pictures of the ice crystals on the tower. That's actually pretty profound.
Yeah, I do. That was it was pretty intense up there. And the first thing they did was they went up there with sledgehammers, started banging on the legs of the towers, and the amount of ice that was falling.
Oh
it was kind of one of those moments where they're like, "Oh, let's just see if this does anything," and then all of a sudden everybody was running for their lives.
I was just gonna say, oh my gosh.
It was
Ice,
avalanche.
Right?
It was
raining down from on high.
It was pretty fluffy, and the guys, I was already back away, out of the danger zone, and they were wearing hard hats and all their PPE
Good.
and all they are licensed professionals. I myself would never even attempt to climb up that tower.
Right, or whack it with a sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah. Well, that part actually seemed like kind of fun, but yeah. But yeah, so they went out, they saved our bacon, but yeah, then yesterday I wasn't able to do the morning show. I had some people coming to work on my house, and so I wasn't able to be here. But we are back on, and as well, we're going to be back next week, and then we're going to take 2 weeks off for Christmas.
We are?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
I didn't know that.
So after the 20th. Oh, is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah,
Whoops.
I just wanted to.
Oh, sorry. We're having some technical difficulties here with the screen. I'm going to.
I didn't know we were
There we
taking
go.
2 weeks off. It's a good thing you said something today, because I would have shown up on, Christmas Eve and been like, okay, we're doing our show.
I did send it out in Messenger to everybody from the Wednesday morning show. And I think the Friday. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I told Sharon. Anyway.
He told Sharon. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see how you are.
Well, it's how I roll. It's how I
I've been
roll.
sitting in here in the cold because I have the coat. I'm like, Chuck, are you coming?
But no, we're taking 2 weeks off for the holidays. We do it every year. We will be having our morning show on the 20th. We're going to have our ugly sweater morning show.
Okay.
And then we will be off the following 2 weeks. I believe we will be back January 3rd. I think. I don't remember the date off the top of my head, but yeah. Again, next week, yes. The week after that, probably not. Let's see. I'm trying to get this picture up of oh no, because I sent it in Messenger. I can't get it on the computer.
Oh, okay. Well, you should put
But-
it up on your website. It's really incredible. The ice crystals that
Yeah.
are just these spears all over the tower.
Yeah, it's pretty. It was pretty intense. The pictures don't really do it justice, especially the pictures I took of them actively
climbing,
climbing
yeah.
the tower. That was after about 75% of the ice had fallen off after banging on the
Wow.
tower to get that stuff knocked down. It was a ton of ice, but they were able to go up. We got everything cleared up. We're back down to normal levels. Learn some lessons in the future. Basically, wait is the advice we got because it will melt. But we had like that week long of just
intermittent,
just almost constant fog up there, and it was just freezing.
Wow.
On everything the instant it touched everything.
Well, so was there a recommendation that, because I mean, we can't wait if the tower's going out and we're not transmitting to go up there and whack it with a sledgehammer, or they just really just said wait?
We could basically wait. It's kind of a weird anomaly that we had that much fog that many days in a row without the sun ever hitting the tower.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen, but it was also the first time we were able to get anybody up there while we were having the problem. So it looks like for quite a few years, every winter we sort of have these problems.
Interesting.
And
okay.
It looks like this is probably why, because all the weather conditions always seem to match this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So everything looked good, though. Nothing was broken. So good save. So thank you, guys. And it looks like we are just about out of time. We'll get out here a couple minutes early if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we want to remind everyone to stay tuned right here tonight. We have Best Classic Rock and More with Old Man Mark live in the studio from 6 to 8 p.m. 8 to 10 p.m. is the psychedelic era with The Hermit, and then we're going to stick around with The Hermit from 10 to 11 for Days of Confusion. What?
Days of Confusion. I love that.
I love it. So yeah, they're really great shows too. So is Old Man Mark. If you guys have never listened to his Friday night show, he really loves the music that he plays. He gets into it. He gets some pretty deep cuts. He gets some stuff that you might not have heard on other radio stations.
Oh, very cool.
He's always the guy that grabs me and is like, "Hey, I know a song that you should learn."
Oh, fun.
Yeah, and it's always something I've never heard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like...
And, if you ever come in, well, I'm not inviting the public in, because it's a closed session, but, I love coming in here because he's always got his harmonica out. He's always jamming away. He's got this music just cranked to 11 all the time.
Well, and his harmonica playing, he is like...
He's really good.
He's been making some leaps and bounds because, I mean, in the last year, now he's bending notes and, he's got this vibrato. I mean, he's coming down to the blues jam, and it's just... I know Daniel always gets a good amount of applause, but Mark's starting to compete with Daniel's shredding. They like to shred and melt faces.
Yeah. Nice. I like having my face melted occasionally.
Yeah, right? It's good for the skin.
It's good for you. It's good for you.
Exfoliation.
Yeah, don't forget, we're going to get some rocky weather the next week. Take it easy out there. Be aware of the road conditions if the roads are bad. Also, don't forget Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Stage Time Productions happening this weekend. Always a great show. Anything else you guys want to say before we get out of here?
Snow. I want snow. It looks like our little bit of snow today is going to be melting on Saturday, and that's depressing.
It is.
Well, they have live music up at the Boomtown Bar Friday and Saturdays. I didn't look at their calendar to see who they have today. Next week, Friday, we're going to have Two Stones, One Bird, and then Old Souls and Antiques will be on Saturday at the Boomtown Bar. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll have half a circus on Friday and the full Big Top on Saturday.
There you go. Yeah, it looks like Just Andy is playing tonight, and then tomorrow is the Border Stones.
Oh, okay. And so typically the time is from 11 to 3.
Oh yeah, not tonight. Yeah, 11 to 3.
Yeah,
because they're not open
so
at
during
night,
the day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even if you're not going up to ski or you're not quite ready to get up on your board or your skis, there is live entertainment up there at the resort. You can go and check out the bar, say hi to Justyn, and tell him Craig sent you.
There you go.
That always helps for me anyway. No, just kidding.
And the reports are that they are getting a little bit of snow up there right now. It's snowing.
Yep.
And hopefully they'll get some more tonight and over the weekend. Even if we get rain in town here, we might get some more snow
They'll
up
get more
on
snow
the hill.
up there.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
But I myself am starting to get a little nervous about not having another Christmas that's not white.
I don't think it's going to be white.
We still have time. We still have 12 days.
Yeah, we keep getting snow, but then we get warmer weather and it's rain snow.
Well, maybe we'll get enough of it to stick around.
But I have to leave with this part, final part. We have flying reindeer at my house.
All right.
We have the reindeer off the ground at my house.
Outstanding.
We did. Daniel and I did that last night.
And with that
Is
note,
that with the magic dust? Is that how that happens? I'm not on the street. That's what they call the magic dust.
Right, so drive around Shuila and look for the flying reindeer.
And we will leave you with that magical note.
Yeah.
This has been your KCHW Morning Show for Friday, December 13th. Thank you so much for listening. KCHW 102.7, Northern Lights Public Radio. We will be back on Tuesday with Scott and Val.
Have a great weekend, everybody.
That is the wrong thing.
Wrong thing.
Right.
Wrong thing.
You know what it is? It's because I had the music playing earlier. I'm just a mess today. Here we go. Man, oh man. Here we go. All right, you guys have a great one.
Have a great
This
one.
has been KCHW. That'll cost us royalties.
It's not